welcome to the Brogressive Podcast. This is our, our 7th, 8th, 9th episode? I don't even know. We're excited to announce that we're on Apple now. We've been on Spotify. We've been on YouTube. I think we're on Amazon/Kindle, iHeartRadio. Ben, am I missing any more?
Any place you can get a podcast, we are on it now.
We're on everything, guys. So thank you for coming back. Our last episode is with Matthew Iglesias. That was a great episode. We're going to link it down in the description. You can find it on our page, on our social media. Follow us on Twitter at Brogressive. We are excited to be joined by Dylan, who is now a permanent host. So you're going to be seeing Dylan a lot more. And then Luis, who is a guest co-host. So thank you, everyone. You know, Ben and I, we've been here for a while now. What has it been, like a month and a half, dude? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Episode number 2.
Episode number 2 for Dylan.
Ready to run it back.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about the NFL playoffs. You know, we're going to do our predictions. I think all of our teams are in except Ben. So, Ben, your team fucking sucks. Fuck the 49ers. That's
not even a top
funny,
10
actually.
pick either.
That sucks. So all of our teams are in. Luis and Dylan's teams, they're going to be playing each other. We might be at the game, so we might do a little mini vlog. I'm flying out to Texas for the Chargers game, so that's going to be fun. But I wanted to start with something really important, something that's happening this week at UCLA. And no, it's not the fires right now. I hope everyone is safe out there. There's currently like a whole thing of fires, I think like 10 miles away from us. The wind has been insane, so if you guys hear anything, me, Luis, and Dylan are here. Ben is away. You don't have to feel this right now. Something that's really important is happening at UCLA this week. It's week 1 at UCLA. So what does that mean? And if you guess the start of classes, no, that's not the important thing. It's, Dylan, take it away.
It's Rush Week.
Rush Week,
Yeah.
I want you to explain, what is Rush Week?
Rush Week is basically the week that people choose to sign up to join fraternities or sororities at colleges. And at UCLA, it's this week. Basically, you sign up to Rush, you go around to all of the Greek houses that you want to join. And depends on the school where you go to, the process of how that works. But meet a bunch of people, get free food, have conversations for 4 hours. You go home and sleep, repeat until you join somewhere. So
Dylan, how do you know all this?
Because I'm a frat president. There you go.
Frat president.
Wearing
my God,
Rush
guys.
shirt right now.
Guys. What frat? What frat
Delta
is
Sigma
it?
Phi at UCLA, of course.
Delta Sigma Phi. Best frat, number 1 frat, guys. Rush.
True. Rush D-Sig.
Tell
there
them
you go.
Brogressive Podcast sent you.
If somebody actually shows up with that and they're like, "Oh, I heard you on the podcast. I had to Rush," like that'll be a trip. That'll be something for sure.
You're automatically in.
Yeah, I guess so. If you're progressive and you show up to my frat house, you're automatically in.
You don't even have to be progressive, guys. Don't worry about it.
I
We're inclusive here. Just don't be a fascist. That's it.
True. True.
What's the preparation look like behind the scenes? Like, what have you been doing? What goes into Rush Week from like an insider perspective?
So from like an insider perspective, I think what you're asking is like, how do we get people to come around to our place? And basically it's just like social media, trying to put as much up on Instagram as possible, making sure that we get out on Bruin Walk or on campus or wherever. But most of the prep is also just planning events, making sure that you have fun stuff to do. So
what type of
I've
events?
heard some
Give us like examples of events.
Well, like it'll be like poker night. You play card games with whoever comes by, or you like shoot around some basketball in the backyard or something like that. Nothing crazy. There are some crazy events that I've heard about. Which
tell us.
Well, so not from my chapter, but from another fraternity at another school, not a D-Sig fraternity. But there was one story that I heard that basically this fraternity during Rush Week rented out their school's basketball gym, like where the school's team played 5-on-5, like men's and women's basketball. And they found a company nearby that rented out donkeys, and they played 5-on-5 basketball while riding donkeys on the basketball court, which is just insane and kind of just
what?
But
I guess they were real Democrats.
I wish. Yeah, I guess so.
Get that?
The donkeys.
Real Democrats.
Yeah. Yeah, love the dad jokes, Beleh. But I don't think I'm that ambitious to do something like that. But maybe one day we'll have to, I don't know, gather everyone in Poly Pavilion.
Gotta rent out some donkeys, dude.
You,
Dylan,
you guys are quarter system too, right?
Yeah. So
do you guys do winter and spring?
officially no spring, fall and winter. Winter usually tends to be a lot slower at UCLA. Depends on the school though.
Yeah, ours is too.
Yeah, but USC, for example, they do spring semester rush. So everybody has to rush in one semester, but for us, it's like you do most people sign up for fall quarter rush and then maybe stop by winter. It's like 10% of the people that sign up for fall, like the 10% of the numbers end up going to winter. So it's a lot smaller, but it's more chill. It's laid back. Fall rush is pretty extensive. I mean, it's Greek life, so you have all the sorority girls running around on Hillguard and all the frat guys here, and it's great. Greek life is just an interesting system.
That always been the case, because me and Beleh rushed.
It
freshman year,
depends on the frat. It depends on the frat.
Didn't we do spring?
We did spring, yeah. I was gonna say that. So Luis and I actually rushed our freshman year during spring, and I'm pretty sure it depends on the frat. So Dylan's, you guys don't do spring.
We do spring, but like I said, it's unofficial. You kind of just show up if you want to.
I remember someone telling about the boat party thing where you like fill up the house with water or something.
So that's called Sailor's Ball. That's an interesting story. Basically each year it's our biggest party of the year, and I sound like such a frat guy. It's awful, but it's our biggest party of the year. Basically, you get. I won't put a number on it because it's a very large number, but a lot of people come to this party. It's invite only. Basically, what we do is we have a room that's built to flood. It's 2 or 3 steps below the rest of the house, and there's a drain. And so we plug the drain, we fill it up with water, we build docks, and we get boats and sail people into the party. Like they sail across the Nile because we're a Greek or an Egyptian themed frat. And then you go through this tunnel into the backyard, and we build this giant paper mache creation. It's called the Tiki God. So my freshman year was like a sunken ship, and it's a crazy time. It's very fun, but obviously all of this is within the context of being safe and being a reformed frat. My frat does this thing called the consent talk, which is the very progressive thing. I have to say, very progressive thing.
That's why he's in Brogressive.
Like before, yeah, exactly. But this started well before I joined USIG. But outside of each party, we have a guy who lets everyone know about consent, letting everyone know that you have to have conscious consent in any interaction, because it's like Greek life is definitely a very party heavy community. And the gist of it is like, if you need help, find somebody with a wristband and we'll help you out. So. It's just about having respect for people who come to the door, not
Risk
just
manager approved.
Yeah, there you go. PR trained right here. But I definitely think USIG is a place where you can have fun and be safe. That should be the aim of Greek life. I mean, we've never had a sexual assault case, so standing on that for now. And Greek life has a huge problem with that. But
Ben, are you also in a frat?
I am Phi Delta Theta.
Do you guys have like a house? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
No. Dylan, what's the politics like in your frat?
It's very diverse. Definitely, I would say probably much more progressive than most frats because of the consent talk and because we're very conscious about safety at all our events. It's a frat, so there's a strong contingent of very conservative guys who are like, fuck Kamala, I want to elect Daddy Trump. But for a lot of us, just progressive, I would say the silent majority is progressive. That's the way I would put it.
Yeah, that's how mine is too. I was surprised.
Yeah, flip the term on its head. It's also
I feel like
California schools.
Yeah, that's true. But even the people who like Trump, I feel like it's just out of oh, he's funny and I'm owning people online because I see memes. And
it's very much more like Aiden Ross, Nelk Boy, Theo Vaughn type conservatism rather than like, okay, like I actually am invested in this, like an Elon Musk. I don't know. Like they would love Elon Musk.
Like,
Yeah,
are
there you
they
go.
actually aware of what the like stances really are, or is it just like you're saying like, oh,
It's so much more cultural. Like
Yeah.
it's so much more like surface level, I would say. Like I'm sure this has been already talked about on another episode that I wasn't on, but like the rightward shift of men in this past election.
Our last episode,
You
guys.
can kind
Watch
of
it with
see
Matt
in groups
Iglesias.
where young men are. There you go. But our like a community where a bunch of young men are coming together, like a fraternity, would be somewhere where you would see that rightward shift. Like you wouldn't find people who are particularly politically active before coming to college, and especially at UCLA, like in the national news last year with all the encampments and all the protests and stuff, which I stand with the students. You got to have the right to protest, but
yeah,
I don't know,
differing
it's
opinions
just like
on the podcast, but yeah.
when it comes around.
no,
You don't like the
No,
encampment?
it's
Oh,
not
let's
that I
hear
don't
about
like the
that.
students. I it's a different episode, different podcast, but I think there were a lot of errors that were made by the student leaders, and I think that they're still making those errors. But
No,
we'll delve into that later.
I somewhat agree.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
it's interesting. There's so many of them that don't have the right position on many of those issues. Like a lot of those people who were kind of secretly low-key libs, they would have said something shitting on those protesters last year during the school year, and it's interesting to see like there's some people who aren't like that affected by the well, I can't say anything thing, and they just kind of say what they want and still vote lib. But like there's a lot of people who that doesn't work on.
It was more so like like I should vote for Kamala. Like I don't really want to, but I feel like I have to. That was the kind of sense that I got, was like you're not signing up to do this. You're not volunteering for a campaign. You're not. They would be the kind of person where they would get like triggered if you posted something on your Instagram story about politics. It's like, okay, like get over yourself. I don't really care. This isn't really important. Like I got to go back to work tomorrow. It's like not a huge thing.
how did they feel about Biden when he was in the race?
I think it would have been. It would have been catastrophic because he's just like seen as the. I would say it's a very like with low. It's like low information voters is a wrong term to use. It's people who just don't follow politics. You don't have to be a low information
Don't have
voter.
time.
Just, yeah, exactly. So people who don't follow politics would definitely think of him as like an establishment person. And if you're someone who doesn't follow politics, you'll probably just be like, yeah, populist. Let's like get healthcare for everybody and like let's like eat the rich or whatever. And so Biden is not reflective of that. He's like an old school Democrat. I'm gonna walk the picket line with the unions, and we're gonna make incremental progress on infrastructure. And it's like no one cares about that. They want to hear about the border. They want to hear about Bernie Sanders want to tax the rich at like 89% or whatever. So, yeah,
I don't think there's
very,
a single person in my frat who the first word if I asked them about Biden, the first word wouldn't have been senile or something about how he's like
So the spirits with
dementia.
Kamala replacing Biden, at least with his very niche group of like frat guys and year 2 frats in California, that definitely helped with the turnout, would you say?
It definitely made the people who were secretly libs more fine being libs. They at least had something to point to. They didn't have to defend Joe Biden and claim he was actually perfectly capable when everyone had seen the same clips on TikTok or whatever. It gave people an argument to make.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway.
I think it's really interesting to hear the perspective of people from frats. I mean, Luis and I, we rushed our spring quarter. Luis, you want to tell them about that experience real quick?
I mean, it was fun, but I got like 2 bids at the end of the day, and I was seriously thinking about it. But then, I at the end we didn't end up joining anywhere because I just thought, like, the only reason why I wanted to join a frat was just to go into parties, like freshman year, because like.
Isn't that the reason for like every person?
I mean,
like,
maybe,
low-key.
I don't know. Some people want to join to like make friends or something, which was like also something to consider, but it was mainly just, like I have to wait till I'm 21, and like freshman year, every weekend I would essentially force everyone to like walk the streets of Westwood and see where we could
Except
get in.
me.
And
I
so
was a
there were a
bum.
bunch. Yeah, you were a bum. You still are a bum, kind of.
Bro,
And so
spring quarter, though, I went all out.
Okay, whatever.
That was my first
So
time
there
getting
were-
drunk, guys.
That's crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
Real quick,
Or
though,
the
I
late
will
night.
say... Oh, at least go, yeah.
No, I was just gonna say like, and that led to like a bunch of weekends where we would go out for like hours and never getting anywhere, and then it would be
Until
like,
TDX,
okay, we
bro.
oh yeah,
Dude, we have a
TDX
funny
night
story.
or
Hold on, we have a
Yikes.
funny fucking story.
TDX
So, Dylan,
experience.
I also rushed. I rushed for fun. I wasn't not intending, and I got into like I think the ones that I rushed to like 3 or 2, and I got in both of them. And nice guys. First of all, like my perception of frat guys changed a bit after that experience, in a good way and a bad way. So maybe like this might just be frat guys at UCLA or like in California, whatever it is. They're like some of them have hard majors. Like some of them are like engineers. Like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
kind of I thought they were all like business, economics, right? Like
Mhm.
whatever it is, right? Like that did
Poli-sci.
increase. Yes, there was some. Something else that Luis
So
and I,
science.
Luis, do you know what I'm going to mention right now? Like something we were kind of disappointed with.
Is it like knowledge of sports and football specifically?
Yeah. I thought you
Yeah.
guys, I thought like frat guys were a lot more into like sports or like a lot more into like, for example, football. Luis and I were talking to someone who was a Giants fan. And I think bro was like, yeah, Eli Manning, like, oh, Eli Manning's doing like, I think he's doing shit. And then I think we turned around, we're like, brother, Eli Manning hasn't been your QB for like 2 years. It's like Daniel Jones. He's like, wait, what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they kind of look similar, so I wouldn't blame him. But
And I think most
Um,
Giants fans would prefer to forget about Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
Finally
we were a little
moved on from
surprised by
him.
that. Yeah, we were just a little like, oh, okay, they're not
yeah,
like,
I mean, like that's definitely not the case at like an actual sports school that's not UCLA. But I feel like frat guys are. I think my perception is pretty jaded, just because I've seen so much from like a insider's perspective of all the other frats. As soon as you turn 21, like it loses its appeal and its value. If you are somebody who's like, I want to go out, I want to party, I want to drink, and by that time, if you are like a frat guy who shows up to a lot of stuff, like drinking is just like it's gross. This is my personal opinion, and then just a lot of the safety stuff. I mean, obviously it's something that my frat's concerned about, but not every frat is bad. To be fair, there are a lot of like good guys in bad places, and there's a lot of good places at UCLA and elsewhere. But it's also just such a problem. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
real quick. So I got a random bid from TDX. If you guys know TDX at UCLA, love those guys, nice guys, but it's not like necessarily like a big or famous frat.
That's
And
crazy.
essentially like I was helping a friend of mine. She was like a little lightheaded and stuff, so I was helping her at the what's it called? The frat house. And this guy, like, I started talking to a couple of the frat guys, and they're like big football fans. And I'm like, oh shit, me too. We just started talking football for like an hour while my friend's getting help. And then like the next time, like I see the guy, and he's like, yo, bro, come swing by, bring your homies, come swing by to TDX. I'm like, oh, like, are you sure? Because at the time, guys, they were charging like up to $50 for males to get in. They were like charging $50 for guys to get into that frat, right? And I was like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, come for free, bro. Tell them you're with like whatever, you're with me, blah blah blah." So I bring like Luis, Akash, like a lot of my guy friends. We all go to TDX, and then they're like trying to charge us, and then I'm like, "No, I know that guy." And some guy, and like the president comes down. Oh, that's Beleh, bro. Let him in. Let his friends in. We all go in, right? We all just go in, and like cool time, actually pretty cool, whatever, blah blah blah. I like went home for like a whole week, and I think it's when Luis and my friends went to TDX. I think you guys went to TDX. You want to tell them the story, like without me at all there.
I mean, I went like so many times, so I don't like
For
know what
free,
you're
bro.
specific.
For free, because he knew me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so like one time I went, and then they were like trying to charge us like 25, and it was like, I don't know, 11 p.m. and it would progressively get more and more expensive as the night goes on. And so like my friend had a bunch of friends from SB that were like coming in, and they wanted to like go to a party, and I was like, okay, let's go here. And then it was like, okay, 25 everyone. And then they were like, hell no. I was like, okay, hold up. Maybe I can sort something out. And then I just went to like the bouncer, like, we're Beleh's friends. And they were like, okay, you're good. And we just like went in.
It's a group of like 8 guys, bro. And like, I feel so fucked up because like, I think they were doing that because like I was technically in the process of maybe joining. I told them maybe, like I didn't know for sure. I was considering it a little bit, but then I got like in a car accident back home, and I was like, and I like sent him a photo of the president. I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like I can't join a frat right now. I'm fucked. Like I got to figure out my car situation and stuff. And he was nice about it, but I think after I told him no, it didn't work out. Real quick though, before we move on to football, that's why we're here. Dylan, do you have like a crazy like frat experience that you want to tell? Like something crazy that happened in a party?
Do I
Something
I want to tell it? Probably
Not
no,
on a podcast.
but-
Yeah, go no. Just one story for our one story for our very loyal listeners.
Oh,
One like just crazy
Okay,
story.
this is not a frat thing, but my friend Sammy and I went out one night to a party, Euro Bruins, and
that's a club here, by the way. It's like a European UCLA
yeah,
city club.
and they host a ton of parties, and there's a place at UCLA called the Treehouse.
Oh my
and
God, the treehouse.
They host like a bunch of parties there. It's a bunch of frat guys who live together in this like weirdly shaped, like ancient architecture kind of building. And it looks
Ben,
like
we
a
have to
treehouse.
take you there. We have to take you there.
Well, there's an
There you
actual
go.
tree like coming out of it. That's
Yeah,
what.
yeah, exactly. And I was with my friends, and Sammy, he's not my frat, but he knows a bunch of guys in my frat. And we leave the party, just the two of us, because we're like trash. And we sneak into this apartment party. We don't know anyone, and like it's clearly not like open to the public. There's a ton of people there, but we just get in. It's like this building with like a giant it's like university apartments. So there's this giant cafeteria downstairs, and we leave, and then we go back to the treehouse, and there's this giant line of people waiting in line. And me and Sammy gather everyone together, and it's a group of like 40 people, and we take a giant group picture together. Next morning, I wake up, no recollection of me taking this photo. I look at the photo. I don't recognize a single person in this photo. It's just a giant group photo of me and all these random people. And they were like friendly. They was like, yeah, what up? And it was like a masquerade party, so we all had our masks on. It was great. But that's like a standout moment from just being drunk in Westwood, I guess. But
I
There
thought
you
you were
go.
gonna say like, oh, and I look at the photo and LeBron James was in the middle. I thought he was gonna say
yeah,
some
LeBron
shit like
James.
that.
LeBron James is out in Westwood on a.
There's no
random
way that's your
Tuesday
craziest
night.
story. You took a photo when you were drunk and you don't remember it.
Okay, obviously it's not my craziest story, but I'm not gonna open the phone
I was
right
drunk
now.
that I don't remember. Okay, we're gonna move on from the frat talk. We gotta do more of this, but we're moving on to the most fratty thing out there, or maybe not actually. Maybe not.
Yeah, you're saying.
We're gonna move on to football. So the NFL playoffs are locked in, guys. They're officially locked in. I am a big Chargers fan, as you can tell. I have my Chargers poster right there. I have some signed shit up here. I'll show you guys in a bit. And I'm really fucking excited that we're in the playoffs. We went 5-12 last year. Jim Harbaugh. This guy is like, I can't say what I would do to him, but amazing man, great guy. He has taken us from 5-12 to 11-6, and I think he did the same thing with another team, right, Ben?
Yes,
and they
he
let him
did.
go.
Yes, he did.
They let him, and
Never
now they
should've
are
left.
struggling. They are no,
And Michigan.
but
too.
amazing.
No?
Michigan, he's done this at Stanford, Michigan, the 49ers, and this guy not only coaches well, but he brings in really good people. So the Chargers defense this year is number one in allowing the fewest points. I think we've allowed like 301 points for the whole season, 17 games. And we're slated to play the Houston Texans, and I have some exciting news, guys. I will be flying to Texas, my first time ever. We'll be flying this Friday night with a couple friends. We're going to go to the game. We have like a rental car, so we're going to be checking out Austin, Dallas. If you guys are from Texas, we're going to be checking out San Antonio, obviously Houston. Comment some places for us to go see, places for us to go eat at. Maybe we'll
How
do a
much is bro
progressive.
driving?
We're driving like nearly 900 miles.
Jesus.
That is crazy.
Gas is so cheap in Texas. God bless the state of Texas. Okay. Drill, baby, drill. No,
The
seriously,
Abbott
we're so
dictatorship.
excited. We're so excited to go. I mean, I've never been in Texas, so truly an experience. And I just really hope we can beat the Texans. They're a little beaten down right now. And I think in the playoffs, what really matters is QB play. And CJ Stroud, great quarterback, right? I think it's like his sophomore year right now. I think he had like a little bit of a slump, but amazing quarterback, right? He's from California. He's from the Inland Empire. But at the end of the day, I'm picking Justin Herbert, right? I'm picking Justin Herbert to go and win that game. If the game's on him, I trust him. He's shown the ability to put us on his back, literally put us on his back. So I'm excited for that game. And yeah, what do you guys think about the Chargers and Texans matchup? It's going to be Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. What are you guys' predictions for that one?
I'm excited. I think it's a defensive matchup. I'm excited to see D'Amico Ryans, 49ers alum, should have never let him leave, face off against Harbaugh. I think it's going to be like probably pretty low scoring would be my guess, and I see the Chargers pulling it off.
I probably see the Chargers winning as well. I'm just curious about whether or not the Chargers receiving core will show up in this game.
Will Ladd and Quentin Johnson show up? I don't know.
I was gonna
We'll
say,
see.
I feel like the Texans. I don't know enough about the Houston Texans, but with C.J. Stroud and Tank Dell and
Tank Dell's
Nico
out.
Collins, is
Oh,
he?
really?
Yeah, he's out.
Yikes,
He's been
okay.
he like tore his what did he tear? Something.
He tore his
Yeah, it was
entire
brutal.
leg.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. What am I saying? Nico Collins is back, though.
Yeah,
I think Nico's back.
Well, he just came off of injury too, so you got to be a little bit skeptical. So maybe you're right. Maybe this is Justin Herbert's year to prove that he is not washed.
Washed.
That's crazy.
Oh, fuck you! I'm sorry. He's
Did
dealt
I
with
enrage-
3
did I
head.
enrage
Hold up!
Beleh?
No, hold up. Justin Herbert. Let me defend Justin Herbert real quick.
He's
Okay?
undefeated in hypothetical scenarios.
Fuck you. Okay. Yes, he is. But no, let me defend this man. This is his 3rd head coach in the NFL. Bro, his 3rd head coach. Not only his 3rd head coach, let's see. 1, 2, 3. His 4th offensive coordinator. Okay. 4 offensive coordinators in 5 years. 4 offensive coordinators in, I think this is his 5th season. In 5 fucking years, bro. Like, he's had to deal with shitty coach after shitty coach. Finally a good coach. Right, the organization wants to invest, and he doesn't even have a star receiver. I mean, Ladd is a rookie. A 2nd-round rookie is his best wide receiver right now. A 2nd-round rookie, and Ladd is great. But what Justin Herbert has done this season with only 3 interceptions, I think it's a historic low. I think for the Chargers franchise, he's been playing amazing. Let's see what happens in the playoff, though. You're right. He has to show up for the playoffs, and if he doesn't, and he plays bad or plays mid, I'll call it out. But I think that I think he'll play good, and if he does play good, I want us to play the Chiefs. I really want the Chiefs 2nd round. It's going to be a divisional game,
that's a bloodbath. That's a bloodbath
no,
right there.
No, it's not. We've never been blown out by the Chiefs while Herbert's been our quarterback. I don't think we have.
It's gonna be like a 13-15 game or something.
Yeah, it's always like we always like come really close to being the Chiefs, or like it's a 3-point game or some shit.
But
also,
it's playoff Chiefs. I don't know if you can
magic.
compete with that.
I think you
Yeah,
guys could beat the
actually,
Chiefs.
The devil
I
magic
think
will
it'd
come
be,
out.
bro, the fucking Chiefs double magic, like when we lost to them, because the kicker kicks the ball, it hits it hit like the post, and then it somehow went inside. Some witchcraft is going on there in Kansas City, bro.
You dream about that at night, Beleh?
I dream about a lot of things that the Chargers have. Yeah, a lot of shit that's happened to the Chargers, bro. But I want
Have you guys ever
dream.
actually had a dream related to sports, like trauma?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had a dream.
Oh, yeah.
I had a dream about LeBron James. Actually, unironically, I had a dream about
Hey,
LeBron
yo,
James.
what was he doing in your
Glaze
dream?
is
Okay.
crazy.
So he was like, it was my childhood home. I'm from Long Beach, so it's not far from LA. Like Long Beach is still Lakers territory, and for some reason he needed a place to stay for the night. He was LeBron was like just washed ashore and was like, I need to stay with you guys. So me and LeBron were chilling at my house, and he went to sleep in my brother's room, and then I woke up and I was like, whoa, like that was a crazy experience. And he was super tall. I was like, wow. It wasn't one of those dreams. I wasn't
What the
implying.
fuck is this,
I wasn't
bro is dreaming about LeBron James, bro.
I had a nightmare related to a soccer player like 2
Oh
years ago.
God.
So like it's funny, but like basically like 2 years ago, one of my two soccer teams, SSC Napoli, like the Naples team in the Italian league for those that watch Italian soccer. So they won the Scudetto for the first time in 30 years 2 years ago. So like Maradona played for them a couple of years and he won it, and they hadn't won since. So it was like a huge thing, one of the greatest seasons in the club's history. And so like by this point, they had already won the Scudetto, and they were playing the Champions League quarterfinal against AC Milan. And so Milan had this guy he's still there. He's called Rafael Leao. He's a Portuguese man, left winger, and he's known because he's always smiling. So he'll cook your team, and he's like smiling while he's doing. So he's like dribbling past everyone, then shooting on goal, and he's like smiling. So like this guy basically destroyed Napoli, and I had a nightmare with him where I was like in my room or something, and I got like a package delivery, and it says from Rafael Leao, and I open it, and it's like a giant snake. It tries to eat me, and then bro like shows up and is like smiling, and I'm like running away from him. He's just like chasing me.
Poor Luis, bro, running away from a snake that the soccer player sent to his house.
Yeah, bro.
So fucked up, bro. What?
Like, He traumatized me.
So there's one more game I want to touch on before we give our predictions for the NFL playoffs. It was a glorious game, I say. It was a masterpiece by the Detroit Lions against the Minnesota Vikings. And guess who's a Vikings fan? And guess who actually didn't watch the game because he was on the plane. So he wanted to watch the highlights, and he told me not to spoil it. But 5 minutes into the highlights, he texted me, bro, we got clapped by Detroit. Who was that?
That was me.
What happened? What happened during that game? What happened to your Minnesota Vikings?
Sam Darnold
Fighting for the number one seed. Fighting for the number one seed.
Yeah, I mean, these past few weeks, the Vikings fan base was like taking or adopting the stance of Darnold is the QB of the future, franchise tag him, pay him. He's going to lead us to a Super Bowl. Like JJ, like maybe not anymore. Darnold is here for the taking. And then everyone's like, you know what, never mind after that game.
Who told you in the beginning of the season you cannot rely on Sam Darnold?
Okay, like give him a break. It was like one bad game. He's been pretty good this season. He ended up top 5.
Bro,
in
I was
passing
even with
yards.
Justin Jefferson too, and a good O-line.
He had like 30. I mean, I guess. But
This sounds familiar as a 49er fan.
Good defense.
you know what? Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
He's just giving up. He's like, I don't
He's
even know what
giving
to
up.
say.
Like,
I'm just
fuck
like,
it.
I'm just here.
I'm just nervous, man. I'm nervous.
Perfect segue into this weekend.
I'm nervous. If there's a weakness to this team, it's him and perhaps Will Reichard, our kicker, who started the year strong and then got injured, and then now it's kind of like whatever. He missed like a 43-yarder, hella bad, like wide right. I was like, what the hell? But, I don't know. He has potential. He's the all-time leading scorer in the NCAA, so...
So now we're going to go through the wild card games this weekend / Monday, right? And 3 of our teams are on here. Only one person, Ben. I'm very sorry. What happened to the Niners, by the way? Like, just what the fuck happened?
Everything that could have happened. It was a disaster season from the beginning. Super Bowl hangover. Ayuk waiting out his contract and then playing like shit once we pay him and then being out for the year. McCaffrey torn Achilles, basically. It was...
Well,
and Kyle Shanahan still kind of sucking and not beating the allegations.
Oh, come on, bro. We can have a whole nother episode about you guys.
He's
are
great.
So, like,
He's great, but the league has caught up to him. The league has caught
but
up
you guys
to him.
are so ungrateful, bro. You guys, oh my god. Okay, you don't understand
Well,
what
I
it's
mean,
like
what
to
is
have
there to
like
be
shitty
grateful
coach
for?
after shitty coach after shitty coach after shitty fucking coach, dog. You really don't understand. It's like misery, bro.
I mean,
You do
I
not
kind of do
understand.
since Jim Harbaugh, but yeah, no, that's true.
You guys,
He-
you guys.
The league caught on to
Mm.
him, and he has not adjusted like another Bay Area coach in Steve Kerr.
Okay, well,
But
now they're complaining about Steve Kerr, guys. These Bay Area fans are just so annoying.
4
So
championships
annoying,
is
okay?
not enough.
Not enough.
It's
So,
not
I'm
enough.
sorry. Love you guys. We're gonna
Just
go
never
to the
enough.
first game.
So Chargers Texans is the first one. I said I'm going with the Chargers in that defensive battle. Harbaugh takes it. What do you
Going
guys?
with LA. Okay, I'm going with LA too. I'll be there, so hopefully we win. Dylan, Luis, what's your guys' pick? I won't get mad. Don't worry. Just pick it.
I think I'd say Chargers.
Yeah, I
Dylan?
mean, like it's just gonna be such a slug fest of a game. I feel like the Texans are pretty reliant on their passing game. Just CJ Stroud and their wide receivers being healthy, and with Tank Dell out, it's a pretty big hit. So I feel like I have to go Chargers. But
Cool. Chargers it is. Next, we're gonna be writing this down. Ben's writing it down for all our viewers. And let's see who's right, and then whoever is the most off is gonna have some type of challenge, some type of punishment next week. So let's see what that is.
All right. Next game Saturday afternoon, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. It is on Prime Video. The 6 seed Pittsburgh Steelers are at the 3 seed Baltimore Ravens. I think it'll be low scoring. Baltimore and Pittsburgh will have a defensive battle, but Pittsburgh just doesn't have an offense right now, and I think they'll hold Baltimore for a lot of the game, but ultimately just they won't be able to score, and that'll be it. So I'm going Ravens. How about you guys?
I think it's easily the Ravens.
Easily the Ravens. Okay.
yeah, I feel like Ravens are heavy favorites here. I don't see the Steelers just having enough offensive juice to get through this, but you never know with TJ Watt. So
Well, I
All right.
think I want to be the I want to pick the Steelers, even though my logic says the Ravens. I know that Governor Westmore, the future president of the United States, 2028 Democratic nominee, is going to be at the game, and I want him to have a good time at the game. So I'm going to pick the Baltimore
Jesus
Ravens too.
Christ.
That's a unanimous Baltimore Ravens from all four of us.
Beleh, how's that Westmore book going?
It's actually going really well. I started, so we're on page 4.
Bro's like LeBron.
I know, I'm like LeBron. I like open it to a random page. And I'm
First page merchant.
like, hey, at least we're opening up the books. We're not closing.
All right, so
next game,
we're all going Baltimore Ravens.
all going Baltimore Ravens.
All right, this is why we can't win Pennsylvania.
We might pick the Eagles.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. All right, it's Sunday. The Sunday morning game, 10 a.m. Pacific time. The 7 seed Broncos are at the 2 seed Buffalo Bills.
Okay,
I think
we're
pretty
all
easy one,
picking the
I'm going
Bills.
Yeah.
I'm already
Yeah.
clicking on it.
All right, we're all picking Bills.
Yeah,
Louis
All
sure.
right,
Bills.
next game in the NFC, 1:30 p.m. Pacific time on Fox. The 7 seed Green Bay Packers take on the 2 seed Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. What we got? This is a good one, actually.
I think I'm gonna go with the upset. I think the 7 seed Green Bay Packers are gonna beat Jalen Hurts and company. I'm gonna go with the 7 seed, even though I know the Eagles have Saquon and he's been doing amazing. I think it's an upset.
I can see it. I think Jalen Hurts, the concussion. We'll see if he's even playing. I don't think they've confirmed that yet, but I don't know. I still don't like this Eagles team. Saquon could carry him, but I'm gonna join you. I'm going Packers.
you have to remember Saquon Barkley was like however many yards off of basically one full game's worth of yards away from the NFL record in rushing. This is the best running back in the NFL by far. You got Jalen Hurts, historically pretty good playoff QB, except for a Super Bowl, so that we'll forget that. But I feel like the Eagles, you got too much talent here. You have to go with the Eagles. Yes, their defense sucks this year. They're not going to be winning on that front. But maybe there's a chance for Philadelphia to get their juice going in this game.
Okay.
I think I'll
Luis,
go
you have a
Eagles.
hatred for the Packers, no?
Yeah, I do.
He's
I just
he's
hate
just upfront about it. He just hates them.
But like, I feel like I hate other teams more because they've like beaten me in the playoffs in recency. I don't think we've played them in the playoffs and like, I think it's only happened like twice in history. I don't know. That might be completely false, but that makes me not hate them as much as I hate like the Saints or the 49ers or like the Seahawks or something.
Okay.
But
So
of
you're
course
going
I
with
hate them.
Philly?
I hate them. Yeah, border battle. I'll take Philly, but I think it'll be closer. The Packers defense led the league in like turnovers, and
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is like, I mean, this year perhaps not as much as previous years. I'm surprised. He had a 18-5 split. Was he injured? I don't think he was. Was Jalen Hurts injured?
Jalen Hurts? Yeah, I think he was because what's his name played? Their backup played for a game or two. I think Jalen Hurts was. I could be completely wrong. I think Jalen Hurts was injured.
Oh, Kenny Pickett played a game.
Yeah, Kenny
guess.
Pickett played like the last. Well, I think that's because of the concussion, but I know he played the last game. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if
no.
he played any other games, and they did good with Kenny. I think they still won, but
Well, he had. I don't know. He had like a regression year.
yeah, for the
I mean,
for the sake of like the tiebreaker, because you did go with Philly, I think I'm gonna ask Siri heads or tails, and Philly will be heads, Green Bay will be tails.
Wait, who said Green Bay aside from you?
Me and Ben. Heads or tails? It's tails. We're gonna go with Green Bay here. Just for our playoff prediction.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right, next matchup. The Sunday night game, it is the 6 seed Washington Commanders taking on the 3 seed Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. That is at 5:15 p.m. on NBC and Peacock. I'm going to go with the Washington Commanders. Partly out of loyalty to Bob Myers, Golden State Warriors alum. But I don't know. I think they're fun. They feel like an upset team to me, just watching them throughout the year. Tampa has never impressed me very much this year. I think they're a lose in the first round kind of team, and I felt that all year. So I'm going to stick to that, and I'm going to go with Washington.
Okay.
I think with Chris Godwin out, you just lost so much juice there. I have to go with Washington too. Jaden Daniels, number 4 in QB rating, and he's a rookie. Okay, you got Scary Terry. You got this team.
Scary Terry,
this
fantasy goat.
Yeah, exactly. This team has potential to go past the first round. After that, probably not. But it's a building team. It's definitely a lot better than where it was before the team got sold. I think we can all agree whoever was owning the team before should have sold it, and now we're here. Now we're here with a playoff team from the Washington Commanders.
Luis?
I think I would probably have to go with the Commanders, I think. But I don't know. Baker had a crazy year. 41 touchdowns?
Great year. He like destroyed my Chargers.
Second in passing yards, and then had like 15 interceptions, which is, I mean, kind of high, but like whatever. I mean, I don't know too much about any other two teams, but I'm gonna just have to go with the talented Jaden Daniels, and I agree with Chris Godwin out. It's gonna be harder for them to produce.
Beleh, who you got?
I am going with the one, the only. I've loved this man since he's entered the fucking league, bro. Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers are going to beat the Washington Commanders. You guys are all going to eat the words you just said. Baker is him. I've been saying he is him, and he is showing he is him right now. I'm going to go with Baker, but because the majority here did pick Washington, we do, abide by democratic rules and process. So I'm going to go with Washington because you guys picked him. But Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers are going to beat the Washington Commanders.
Fair enough.
Dun. No.
Listen,
All right.
something interesting about the Bucks. I think they might be on the fraud alert because I don't think they beat or they have a terrible record against teams over 500.
Dude,
I think
they
only
killed
beat,
us. They killed us.
I think they only beat you and they beat the Lions and the Eagles. That's kind of good.
No,
but
they've had some good wins. Like the Buccaneers are a very tough team. Like physically very tough. They can beat you. They have like a solid run game. Baker can throw the ball. I think that they can beat the Washington Commanders. That's my pick. But
they have a
next
negative record
game
against teams with over 500.
Yeah.
but guess what? When you're in the
lastly,
playoffs, 0-0.
Yeah, and the Chargers will be 0-1 after this
Fuck you.
first week.
Fuck you, Dylan. This is why your frat sucks and no one rushes there.
Oh,
I didn't see no fucking line for your frat today, did I?
That's
Hope the
good.
fucking wind blows your door off or
That
some
was a
shit.
low blow.
oh my
Fuck,
god!
hope the whole frat house, like electricity goes off.
Rage baiting right now. Jesus, I unleashed the demons right here.
On that note,
Haters.
last game of week 1 of the playoffs, the wild card
Special
round.
game, Ben. This is a special game because
Very
Dylan is a
special
Rams fan and Luis is a Vikings fan, and it's in Los
This is
Angeles.
The Brogressive special right here, Monday Night Football,
And
5 p.m. Pacific Time, ESPN, ABC. We got Luis's Minnesota Vikings and Dylan's Los Angeles Rams. It's in LA. Vikings are the 5 seed, Rams are the 4 seed. Who you guys got?
Dylan, are you going to come to the game with us?
I didn't know you guys were going to the game.
I'll tell you after the podcast. I'm going to literally fly back that Monday morning from going to the Chargers game. Hopefully the Chargers dub. And then like a big group of us are going to go to the game. I'll tell you afterwards.
Bro, at this point, we have like a 13-man group.
It's actually
going.
insane, bro. It's insane.
I might be down. But for the predictions, team loyalty. Some of the greatest players ever have had team loyalty. I'll say not LeBron James, Michael Jordan. I meant to say the real.
Bro's dreaming about LeBron
Steph
way
Curry.
too much. Just saying his name
But
now. Damn.
I think me as one of the most generational figures of the podcasting space, I have to stick to team loyalty and go with my Los Angeles Rams to win this one.
Okay.
I think you got a Super Bowl team on maybe their last legs, but they made it to playoffs, 4th seed. I think they got a lot of. They're riding on hope. I'll say that, and that's something that the Vikings do not have right now. We're one-upping them there. But on the flip side, the Rams are also horribly ranked in just about every category, and the Vikings are better. So I'm also only riding on hope right now.
You know what? I might have to agree with Dylan.
What the fuck, bro? You're a Vikings fan and you're gonna pick the Rams?
I am
Sam,
getting,
come here.
I am
No,
getting
no, hold up. Cuss out Luis real quick for you're gonna pick the Rams.
Yeah, I might have to do it, bro. I'm extremely.
There's no way you're picking the Rams.
That's so weak sauce, bro. Even if you were playing like the fucking Ravens, I would pick the Chargers. Who gives a fuck?
I'm very pessimistic guy, and I'm getting flashbacks of week 8 or week.
But he's getting
7.
flashbacks. Okay.
All right, y'all want free money, bro? Here are the logs for these playoff games, bro.
Luis, who are you gonna pick?
I'm gonna pick the Rams, bro.
He's gonna pick the Rams. Okay,
We're gonna
hold
get
up.
cooked in SoFi by Kyron Williams, who ran 6 yards a carry against us in the regular season. Puka Nacua was looking like last year's Keenan Allen in US Bank Stadium, who put up 2. Yes, Puka was looking like Keenan Allen against us last year when he put up 250 yards.
Okay, Ben, before me and you go, I'm gonna have my roommate Sam pick between the Vikings and the Rams. So give your reasoning.
Let's hear it, Sam.
The Vikings are going to absolutely put belt to ass against the Rams on Monday night, bro. Justin Jefferson, bro, is going to bounce back from this shit game he had against Detroit, and he's going to hang 150 yards on that ass Rams defense, bro. It's happening.
I hope he.
Unless Jared Verse gets to Sam Darnold 3 bajillion times, honestly, I don't see it happening. The Vikings are going to beat the Rams, bro. Score prediction, 27-21. No, 27-20. 27-20.
How is that? How is that? Bell
2 field goals, 2 field.
Hey,
That
don't
is-
question the process. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Okay.
That's a good pick. Okay, I think I'm also gonna pick the Minnesota Vikings. I'm gonna do this. I'm sorry, Dylan, because I'm gonna be wearing a Rams shirt. I think I'm gonna be wearing a Rams shirt. But I'm gonna be picking the Minnesota Vikings because look, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, you have so many fucking great players on this Vikings team. The Vikings defense has been really good this season. And at the end of the
We
day,
couldn't stop Matt Stafford, bro. He
It's
was
okay,
looking
it's
like
okay.
an MVP
Okay.
candidate against that.
it's okay. Because the Minnesota Vikings have a special ingredient that no other team has. Are you guys ready for this special ingredient?
Sure, Beleh, go for it.
Okay, I'm going to give you it. His name is LeBron James. So LeBron James is going to be rooting for the Los Angeles Rams. Obviously, he's going to be at the game rooting for the Rams. And I'm sorry, LeBron, you've been rooting for the Cowboys for a very long time, and they've been really fucking ass. So I don't think the football gods are going to reward LeBron here. And he did shit on football. I think a couple of weeks ago during Christmas was like, sorry guys, Christmas is the NBA's day.
He was
so
right.
I think whoever LeBron roots for, you're fucked. It's like the Drake effect, but in football.
They're only fucked because he's not out there on the field. I have a feeling
Oh.
that if
So what is he gonna
LeBron
play,
was
tight
on the
end?
field, wide receiver one, he's like a DK
Wide receiver
Metcalf,
one,
just
wow,
taller
DK
and better. Yeah.
All right, my last pick. I'm gonna go with the Rams, even though I'm a Niner fan. I'm going against my my homer instincts. But I gotta say, so the Rams, they are 9-3 in their last 12, and then they lost to the Seahawks in the last game of the year. They completely rested their starters, didn't really try, which was a weird choice because if they had won, they would have played the Washington Commanders, which I think I would rather do. But they rested their starters versus the Vikings, played a playoff game essentially last week, and have to come back from that. So I don't know, that plus the Rams being 9-3 in their last 12. Really 9-2 in their last 11 if you don't count the tanking game at the end. They're the hottest team right now, and I think they're going to steamroll them. I don't even think it'll be close. Would be my prediction. At least.
Okay.
Holy crap!
I got Rams
by.
by at least 10.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness!
Wow.
That's my
Wow,
prediction.
Okay, so
You know what?
I'll take that adjusted line.
Wow.
You know what? Like,
Rams by
switch
10?
my pick. Fuck this guy.
Rams
I'm taking
by
my
Oh, he's
Vikings,
just
Vikings,
switching
bro.
his pick.
Fuck this guy.
Negative
bro.
polarization. Damn.
Damn.
Look, we
bro.
were the hottest team in the league, bro. We actually have like a 9-game winning streak. and we lost.
Keyword is word.
Keyword is word, Luis. I'm sorry, buddy.
Okay. And okay, they also lost their game last week. Like, whatever. Like, fuck you guys. Like, one bad game, or we're writing them off completely.
Damn.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
okay.
You know what? I'm writing them
Okay.
off too. Fuck it. I don't know.
Okay, that means the
I'm
Vikings
pulling
are
up
going to
the
be
odds
advancing.
here.
I think we're 1.5 favorites.
Vikings
the,
are
the Vikings are favored.
Okay.
Yeah.
-1.
Okay, there you go.
Favored by one.
I
No,
really
bet on
want
that.
them
Definitely,
to win.
definitely bet on that.
I
We do not
really want
encourage
them to
betting.
win,
I can
by the way.
do,
We not encourage betting.
I can do adjusted line Rams -9.5 for plus
Oh
350.
my god,
That's
bro.
not terrible. I kind
Okay,
of like
we're
that.
gonna stop talking about betting now.
Might be making some
because-
bank there. We'll wait till FanDuel is the sponsor.
Hey, it doesn't have to be FanDuel. Any of
contribute
you
to
guys
the
out
brain
there,
rot.
DraftKings,
Yes.
whatever it is.
ESPN bet, we love you.
So we think the Buffalo Bills, the Baltimore Ravens, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Green Bay Packers, and the Washington Commanders and Minnesota Vikings will be advancing to the divisional playoffs. That means the Chargers and Chiefs will play. The Ravens and
Wait,
the Bills
is
will
this
play. Those are
right?
two really good games.
This was the consensus picks, but I also took
Yeah.
down each of our individual ones, so we will
This
see
is the
who
majority pick.
did the
yeah.
best predicting next week, and we will hold accountable whoever had the worst predictions with something that is to be decided. But
Moving on to the coaches. Ben, if you want to give us the teams that have so far fired or let go of their head coaches.
yes, we just had Black Monday. We had some coaching firings as well as some mid-season ones we've already had lingering for a couple weeks. So we're going to take a look at every single current coaching position opening. We're also maybe going to speculate about a few more that might show up over the next few weeks. Maybe rank what we think is the best job that we would want most if we were a coaching candidate. What is the best roster to take over right now? And then we're going to go through and talk about some of the options and who we think they might hire. So I will start by listing the current openings. So first we've got the Chicago Bears, the Jacksonville Jaguars, New England Patriots, New Orleans Saints, New York Jets, and the Las Vegas Raiders. To start, do any of those names stand out? If you were a potential head coach, which one would you most want to take over and have the best outlook in the next couple of years?
Actually, a good question. I would say maybe the Jags. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is still a pretty good quarterback. He had a bad year. I think with a good coach, a good offensive-minded coach, maybe bring in like another veteran and draft well, I think the Jags could do pretty good. They could make the playoffs again, maybe come back 27-0 again against the Chargers. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But I also think the Bears, I mean, with Caleb Williams, I think he's shown flashes. His O-line's been horrible. Justin Herbert can relate to that because his O-line was bad for like the first 2 years, really bad. And I think the Bears can cook something out. I think they have like a lot of cap space. Maybe they bring back Keenan Allen on like a cheap deal. If I'm a coach right now, I really want to go to a team that has a young, good quarterback because finding a good quarterback is, I think, the number one priority for any team in the NFL. You kind of see that with the Chargers. They got Justin Herbert. We've been in the contention. I mean, the Texans, right? They went from Deshaun Watson, everything that happened there, to now they're in the playoffs for the second year in a row. I think you really want a good young quarterback, and I think Trevor Lawrence gives you that, and the Chicago Bears give you that too.
I agree. I like those picks.
I'll go with an upset pick. I'll go with the Jets. I do feel like there is the young pieces of Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. You just need to get the front office on board with just getting rid of Aaron Rodgers. I think he's just too old at this point. You have a great offensive and defensive duo of those two young players to build around. It's just like so, like the front office is just so awful. But it would be an interesting challenge. I pride myself on challenging myself mentally. Really putting myself out there.
I think the Jets would drive you mentally insane if you were the coach of the Jets.
Yeah, and that's why their head coach got fired and left.
The challenge also, like if you pull it off, what is it? They have like the longest playoff drought in all of sports. I think if you're able to break that, become the hero of New York.
You really have to be a New York fan for a New York resident to be looking for that, which I'm not. I'm an LA resident for life.
Damn, thanks a lot, Dylan. We wanted Aaron Rodgers on the podcast. We can't have him on now.
Well, I got a follow-up question for you then. Who is the quarterback for the Jets next year? And is it Aaron Rodgers?
It's Joe Flacco. It's my pick. I think.
Is he still in the league? Hold up, Joe Flacco's still in the league?
Yes. Didn't he win Comeback Player of the Year last year?
He did.
Oh.
He's on the Colts right now. I only know that 'cause of fantasy football, but
what?
Wait, did he beat DeMar Hamlin for that like?
Bro, DeMar was
award?
just getting so much hate during that time too.
I think
he did.
Flacco
Yeah.
won it.
who would be a good replacement on the Jets at QB?
Do they try another old guy with a torn Achilles and get Kirk Cousins?
No, I just no.
Yeah.
I don't. There's no
Draft. Just draft
I
someone,
just-
dude.
Yeah, I think you have to draft.
You got to draft. Go start over. Draft again.
They have the number 7 overall pick.
Yeah, the Chargers got Justin Herbert with the
Interesting.
number 6 overall pick.
All the QB talent right now in the NFL is so young. Like I feel like they're just seasoned vets on their own teams. Like I don't see Patrick Mahomes going anywhere anytime soon. Like that's an obvious. But like who can the Jets get except for drafting someone? I feel like the direction that they probably are going in the next couple of years is phasing out Aaron Rodgers with a QB pick in the next couple of drafts.
So
But-
you think they keep Rodgers in the meantime?
Yeah, like a Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers kind of what they did with Jordan Love on the Packers. No,
Then Garrett Wilson is gone because he said like
that's true. That's true.
I'm looking at the betting market right now, and they have 90% chance that Aaron Rodgers leaves the Jets and does not play for them next year.
There you
he's
go.
gonna turn 42, right?
I think he already is. 40,
Yeah,
maybe?
that sounds about right. Something like that. He's pretty. He's up there for a QB.
He is
They have,
41. He
do
just
they have
turned
his next
41.
team?
Is there
They say
even
40% chance he retires, but 90% chance he leaves. So they think he's going somewhere else. I don't know who's taking him at this point. Raiders.
The Miami Dolphins. He goes and lives
Not
in
the
Miami. They
Dolphins.
trade Tua.
Tua's not a bad enough QB where you get rid of them.
I don't know. I don't know if
and
Tyreek wants
he
to
wouldn't
stay
even have
there, so
Tyreek.
that-
Tyreek's He said he's out.
No,
he said he gave that interview.
today, but today, I guess a report came out that the front office talked to him, and he's no longer going to request a trade. So I don't know.
That was easy. Miami Heat, take notes. Well, I think my pick for the most appealing head coaching opening right now is the New England Patriots. I think they're going to get Mike Vrabel, but I think they got a solid quarterback. Drake May's looked pretty good. A lot of good young pieces, and then you got still a pretty high draft pick. I think they're top 4. I forget what pick they are. But there's a couple options there. They could trade the pick, which I think they probably will end up doing. But it's a great organization. I think also you don't have before you had the whole problem of following up Belichick, all the pressure of that. Now it's that's completely gone. Not too hard to follow up Jerome Mayo.
Poor Mayo.
Yeah,
barely had a chance, man.
Yep. Did you know the story with him that he was trying to leave? He was taking some interviews to become a head coach and leave New England when he was behind Belichick. And then Robert Kraft didn't want him to leave, so he put in his contract a clause that mandated that he would be Bill Belichick's successor, like years before they got rid of Belichick.
Oh,
so he
wow.
He was held to that by a contract. I didn't know that till recently.
And he gets 1 year and he's out. That's fucked up.
Yeah. It fulfilled the contract.
Teams you think that might be appealing to potential head coaches?
Probably the Bears. Probably because I've seen them more than the other teams because they're in the NFC North. The Bears have seemed to maintain some level of a good defense, and I think that's very important. And if some competent coach comes in, he could probably leverage that. And I think Caleb Williams has some sort of a promising future, and I don't know, I'd be willing to bet on him. And they have like some good offensive weapons. DJ Moore, he was like my wide receiver 1 or 2, and I won my fantasy league, so I trust him somewhat.
Did you have Quentin Johnson too?
For like 2 weeks, and then I dropped him. If they can bring it back, Keenan Allen, he seemed to be pretty reliable for them. And they have DeAndre Swift too, right? So you got some weapons there if you can improve the offensive line.
I think for the Bears, it's improving the O-line.
True. But I got a name we didn't include, Dallas Cowboys. Will they have a head coaching opening? Are they finally moving on from Mike McCarthy?
I don't know, to be honest. That's a tough one. I think that maybe because they were pretty banged up this year. They were pretty injured, no?
I mean,
I haven't really followed
but
the Cowboys too much, but I think maybe they give him one more year. I mean, like, look, I think I know a lot of fans out there want to get rid of their head coaches as soon as possible. I wanted to get rid of Brandon Staley after we choked to the Jags. And I think like Sam can testify to this too. All Charger fans can. We all wanted to get rid of him. And I'm really happy we didn't get rid of him that year because Jim Harbaugh was not on the market. Right?
True.
So waiting that extra year, if the Cowboys do decide to wait and then another potential, let's say Shanahan gets fired from the 49ers.
I was about to say that, yeah.
And he goes to Dallas next year. Sometimes waiting that extra year really does pay off. So I don't know if they do. I don't know if they want to, though. I don't know if there's as many appealing candidates this year versus maybe next year.
Did you see Rex Ryan's getting interviewed by the Jets? They might bring him back.
Oh, I like Rex Ryan, man. I really like watching him.
That was the last time they made the playoffs, wasn't it?
I feel like he's just a New Yorker, bro. He's just a New Yorker. I think he could like toughen up that team.
Well, let's wrap it up there. Let's go around real quick. There might be a consensus here, but give your Super Bowl pick before week 1 of the playoffs, and we will end it there. I am going to go first. I'm going with the Detroit Lions. I'm keeping it boring. I don't think the Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl again. Otherwise, I might go with them. But I think Detroit's just been dominant all year. They still got that nobody believes in us energy from their coach, and I think that'll carry them. They're going to play with intensity, host every home game. I think the Lions are going to pull through.
I think the Super Bowl has to be the lords of the NFL. It has to be Chiefs versus Lions, and the Lions have to win for the best story of the playoffs. It's like there's no other story except for Beleh if the Chargers made it to the Super Bowl.
That would be amazing.
There's no other story that rivals it.
They're the gritty baby face, like destroying the dastardly champion through like a year-long 3-year reign. The Lions are Cody Rhodes.
Chargers, Vikings, Super Bowl. Two teams
Chargers,
that don't have any.
Rams.
No, Chargers, Vikings, Super Bowl. 2 teams that don't have a Super Bowl ring. I think that would be pretty fun. But I think I'm gonna go with. My heart says Detroit. My brain says the Kansas City Chiefs, but I'm going to go with my heart. I want the Detroit Lions to win. I think they can pull it off. I mean, they're injured, and they played so fucking good last week.
I'm unfortunately going to have to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. I just think Mahomes can make things happen. I thought he didn't have it last year, and he pulled it off. And arguably, the offense has been worse, but I mean, he has some weapons that he can use, and he's a great playoff performer. And the devil magic I think, will triumph in the end.
You can't argue against the devil magic every single time. All right, well, some boring picks. Me, Beleh, and Dylan went with the 1 seed in the NFC, Detroit Lions, and Luis is going with the 3-peat Kansas City Chiefs. Pull through once again. All right, well, thank you guys for listening. This has been another episode of Brogressive. Stay tuned for the next episode. Follow us on Twitter. You can listen to this podcast on Spotify, anywhere you get podcasts, but you can also watch the video version on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's new videos there. You kind of get a little more fun with the video version. You can see some of our predictions on screen. Also some exclusive content on there and some clips as well. So make sure to follow us on YouTube. And yeah, stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you guys. Stay safe.